His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Paul Mashatile, members of the judiciary who are here today, Minister Zizi Kodwa and all my cabinet colleagues and deputy ministers who are present, the Speaker of National Assembly, the House Chair Committees, members of the National Assembly and of the Provincial Assembly here in Gauteng, the Premier of Gauteng, Mr. Panyaza Lisufi, ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of Chapter 9 institutions who are present today, traditional leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In 1994, I was a 10-year-old boy who watched my parents go to vote with glee and joy in a TSB farm in Komatipoort, the then Eastern Transvaal, today in Mpumalanga province. I also saw in the news long queues of people ushering in our new freedom when they were voting. We could not play nor attend the same schools with the kids, white kids in the farm, nor could we have the same dreams of being engineers, astronauts, or even being mere lawyers. Today I stand here before you as an LLB graduate of the Investor Vendor who was funded by the National Financial Aid Scheme. Our country's biggest breaker of generational poverty. I speak with conviction today when I say I'm a Tintswalo, and every household in this country has a Tintswalo. The freedom made the dreams of many black kids like myself possible to be whoever we wanted to be. Engineers, astronauts, pilots, the sky is the limit. Freedom came through blood and sweat of our struggle heroes. Freedom seemed like a pipe dream. On this day 30 years ago, a new dawn of hope was ushered in through the first democratic elections. Freedom connected us with our roots, hence the confident declaration by former President Mbeki that I am an African. Freedom reconnected us with constitutional democracies across the globe, hence a declaration by our current president that the Constitution is against injustices anywhere in the world. We therefore could not have resolved all the challenges created in 300 years of our colonial rule in 30 years, but we have laid a solid foundation to build a better life for all. We now have the freedom to love whoever we want to love. We now have the freedom to go wherever we want to go. We now have the freedom to study whatever we want to study. We now have the freedom of trade. Some of these freedoms that are taken for granted today were only reserved for white only before 1994. This freedom came as a sacrifice, and indeed we must celebrate it. We have got a responsibility as a country to continue to fight against injustice anywhere in the world. Former President Mandela said this, and I quote, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances freedoms for others." This is what drives us to fight against injustices in Palestine, in Western Sahara, in Cuba, and in many parts of the world, including our own African continent. In our country, the appreciation of our freedom has seen growth in electoral participation, and uncensored voices and space of civil society has been maintained and should be commended as progress. In other countries, during elections, you are not allowed to criticize the sitting government. But in our country, you can criticize anything. Our freedom enables you to do that. But we must ensure that that comes with responsibility, and critique is backed by evidence and facts. And we should also ensure that the polls that are coming now are also credible, they are also non-partisan, but are aimed to enhance and help our democracy. Democratic participation should therefore be embraced and enforced by all citizens. We must all go and vote on the 29th of May to build on our transformatory journey of our freedom. 30 years of our democracy. The last 30 years has laid a foundation for us to build from. May the next 30 years in our lifetime and that of our children be that of equal enjoyment and of economic and social and political freedom. I thank you.